Singer and songwriter Cassie Ventura testifying today in the trial against Sean Diddy Combs. The former girlfriend of the hip-hop mogul accuses him of coercing women into abusive sex parties and becoming violent if they refused.
I was at I believe to be one of P. Diddy's freak-offs.
Talked about the abuse right off the back, saying that he would mash her head, knock her over, drag her, kick her, knock her in her head if she was on the ground.
He sent somebody through somebody else to try to get in contact with me.
Prosecutor asked Cassie Ventura, how would he keep tabs on you? To which she apparently responds, he didn't live far apart. We didn't live far apart. He'd send security to come find me or a trusted assistant.
50 Cent's audio just played in court, and Diddy lost it. No warnings, no buildup, just a direct hit that shattered his composure in front of the judge, jury, and media. It wasn't just a dramatic moment, it was a turning point. Because the second that clip hit the speakers, everything shifted not just in the courtroom, but across the entire entertainment industry. He walked in slow, suit pressed, shades on, surrounded by high-powered attorneys and an entourage that screamed confidence. Sean Diddy Combs had faced controversy before, but never like this. Facing charges ranging from racketeering and sex trafficking to interstate transportation for prostitution, this wasn't about music, money, or mogul moves. This was federal court, and everything was on the line. Reporters whispered the moment he entered, not because of who he was, but because of what they heard was coming. And when he hugged his lawyers and took his seat, trying to appear in control, no one was fooled. The calm was too rehearsed, the silence too loaded. The prosecution hadn't played their biggest card yet, but it was coming. A USB was handed to the clerk. The judge nodded, the courtroom speakers clicked on, and then came it, 50 Cent's voice, the opening of his upcoming Netflix documentary, but it wasn't about him. It was about Diddy. The next voice? Diddy's caught mid-conversation, playful, suggestive, overly casual. Let's go shopping. I'll pay for it. I'm trying to kick it. Chill, Miami. And then the kicker. Something about playing with your booty. Gasps, eyes wide. Reporters clacked at keyboards. Diddy froze. On its own, the audio could seem strange. But in context, with the federal sex trafficking charges looming, it hit differently. This wasn't just awkward. It was alarming. Because this wasn't gossip. This was evidence. You could see it in his hands first, tensed, shaking. Then his jaw, tight, locked. Then the explosion. He stood up so fast the table shook, pointed at the speakers, shouted across the room. Lies! That's twisted. Out of context. He accused 50 Cent of manipulating the footage. Accused the court of bias. Accused everyone of plotting to destroy him. His lawyers tried to calm him. The judge banged the gavel. But it didn't matter. The outburst was already out there. And for a man who built an empire on image, that meltdown said more than any audio ever could. 50 Cent didn't just stumble on this moment. He built it. The documentary had been teased for months. A slow burn campaign. Mysterious trailers, whispered interviews. But now the strategy was clear. This wasn't just about telling a story. It was about exposing one. Curtis Jackson knew Diddy's trial was coming. He timed the documentary like a chess move. And when the prosecution entered it into evidence, that wasn't a coincidence. That was calculation. He used Hollywood to hit harder than any courtroom testimony ever could. And it worked. This didn't start in court. This started decades ago. Since the early 2000s, 50 and Diddy have been at each other's throats. Diss tracks, shade on interviews, petty jabs on Instagram. But beneath the jokes, 50 was always hinting at something darker. That Diddy wasn't just a flashy mogul, he was hiding something. The industry laughed it off, said it was trolling, until now. Now the jokes feel like warnings. Now the disses look like breadcrumbs. 50 wasn't just mad, he was watching, documenting, waiting. And when the time was right, he hit. It wasn't the words, it was the tone. Diddy sounded too relaxed, too familiar. He spoke with a level of comfort that didn't match the context, and the court noticed it aligned with everything the prosecution had built. Allegations of blurred boundaries, manipulation, grooming. The audio didn't prove guilt, but it painted a picture. And in federal court, narrative matters. It also destroyed one of Diddy's greatest weapons, plausible deniability. He couldn't say it was a lie. He couldn't say it was fabricated. It was him. Everything changed. The defense had been building a wall, framing Diddy as misunderstood, targeted, the victim of smear campaigns. But this recording tore through that wall. It gave the prosecution a narrative thread they could pull, one that connected Diddy's own behavior to the larger allegations. Racketeering, sex trafficking, coercion. They now had tone, context, and pattern. And that's deadly in court. Minimums? 10 years, 15 years, possibly life. The judge took notes. The jury leaned in. This wasn't just about one man's words. This was about how many people those words had affected. The clip hit the web before the court recessed. TikTok, Twitter, IG, headlines in under an hour. Diddy snaps in court. 50 Cent's audio drops like a bomb. Some laughed, some cried, some fans defended, others turned. Artists quietly unfollowed Diddy. Podcasts exploded with theories. Fans dug up old interviews, old tweets, old footage. It wasn't just a moment, it was a reckoning. Because for years people whispered about Diddy. Now they had something to point to. Not a single A-lister came to his defense. That's all. You need to know, when the industry backs away, it's not because they know the truth. It's because they're scared it might come out. Endorsements paused. Brand deals re-evaluated. Collaborations put on hold. Diddy was once the man behind the scenes. Now he's the man people are running from. The empire didn't crumble in a day. It started with a clip. Was this revenge? Yes. Was this personal? Absolutely. But it was also strategic. 50 Cent waited. He studied. He gathered ammo. And when Diddy walked into that courtroom, 50 pushed the button. This wasn't just a documentary. It was a warning shot to every powerful figure hiding behind wealth and image. If 50 has more clips, and insiders say he does, this trial might just be the beginning. Diddy's lawyers are scrambling. The motion to dismiss the audio was denied. The jury is watching. The press is swarming. More witnesses are expected. More footage may surface. If prosecutors connect this behavior to larger trafficking claims, the case could escalate fast, not just in scale, but in scope. Federal experts suggest that once a pattern of coercive behavior is established, it opens the door to broader investigations that could implicate additional parties. What starts as a single defendant can rapidly expand into a network case. Legal analysts have noted that if more witnesses emerge, or if further media evidence surfaces, especially anything involving minors or cross-state coercion, prosecutors may push for harsher charges or even add RICO violations. In that scenario, this wouldn't just be Diddy's trial. It would become a landmark case on celebrity exploitation and abuse of power in the entertainment industry. And if 50 drops more documentary footage mid-trial, it could become the biggest public takedown in hip-hop history. This isn't just a legal case. It's a collapse. In real time. He hasn't been convicted yet, but the court of public opinion, that gavel has already dropped. Diddy isn't just fighting charges. He's fighting to hold on to a legacy that's now unraveling in front of millions. For decades, his name stood for success, wealth, and dominance in the music world. But now, It's tangled in controversy, with each new revelation threatening to rewrite the entire narrative. The implications go far beyond his own career. This could force the industry to confront uncomfortable truths about power, silence, and complicity. If Diddy falls, he won't fall alone. The ripples will spread across the entertainment landscape, pulling others into the light who've long operated in the shadows, and 50 Cent just turned the volume all the way up. This story isn't over. It's unraveling, and when the truth finally lands, it won't just shake the industry, it'll change it.